this time of year too is also people buy each other gifts leading up into or during the holiday season. So do you have, I guess I'm looking for your top three gift giving suggestions on how to, what you do in that area and while still spending in a responsible manner. So again, staying within your budget or setting a budget for gift giving, and how do you, what are your tips on that? So Sandra, do you want to start this one?
Sure. I think for me, a big way to do this is by giving from the heart and not so much from the wallet. These gifts are harder to figure out generally, but often worth it. So maybe it's a piece of jewelry that matches the color of your loved one's eyes. It's important that you tell them that that's why you bought that piece. And suddenly that piece has so much more meaning for them and they don't want other gifts. Or maybe it's a leather wrap journal because you know somebody who started writing lately. For me, a big one and my top would be 2 free nights of somebody coming to watch my kids, because it's really hard for some people to get out of the house. We don't always have sitters. So the offer of a couple of nights off is a big deal, or even something handmade. I received one year a crocheted Christmas picture that they had framed. It means a lot. It goes up every Christmas in my home. These are the gifts that mean so much, but don't have to cost a ton of money. I think my only other big suggestion came from just in talking with some of the team here, and they often use their points to purchase things. So they save up their PC points all year and they use that for purchases. They've also told me that companies like TELUS will allow you to trade accumulated points with them for items such as prepaid credit cards. So they can use that for gift giving later, which I thought was a great tip.
Yeah, that's a really great idea there. I think there are probably more programs out there like that we just aren't aware of. So if you do a bit more research, you will find those types of things. I do really like the idea of making stuff. I think and I've carried on that tradition with my children, but the stuff I remember getting as a child, with my mom was very handy at woodworking and she'd make us little games and puzzles, and that's the stuff I remember because she took the time to make it, and they're still actually in the family. So thank you for that, Sandra.
That's awesome.
Tanya, do you have anything to add or some extra gift giving, responsible spending ideas for us?
Well, I also love all those ideas, and it's interesting because my children are older now. So I have a 19 and a 17-year-old, and now they're starting to get into the idea of gift giving as well. And what should we buy? But of course, they're on a limited budget given they're just part-time students. So looking at making or being more creative with gift giving is something that I've been trying to push onto them as well. Like Sandra, who would like a coupon, or we'll say a homemade gift certificate for somebody coming over and watching the children to get away for a little bit. I'm like, hey, you know what? If you guys want to give, say, some coupons to, vacuum the floors or clean the kitchen, a free day off for mom and dad where you guys are looking after it, that will mean far more to me than anything you're going to be able to go out and purchase at a store. I really wanted to make a point on this question and saying, I think we as parents and adults in general, we put a lot of this pressure on ourselves in what we're trying to find for those around us over the holiday season. We think that we need to go out and overindulge when a lot of that it's not really true. We don't really need to. We're seeing what maybe other people are purchasing for their families, and we're thinking that's what we need to do. But a lot of the time, the people around us are just so happy to be with us for the holidays. And like you said, something made or more thoughtful, not necessarily the hottest item out there, is going to be a far better gift than that. And it's going to help you stay within your budget. And it's far less stressful going that route than it may be going the retail route.
I think that's a really good idea. And I think as we're all working moms, and I think that we also have to be mindful of who's watching us. So if our kids are seeing these lessons at a younger age or these habits, then they're likely to develop them themselves. I think what we did as a family when we we'd get together and we're all adults and have our own families. The adults, we would do that gift giving thing where you just pick a name. So you're buying for one gift, but then you're making it that, I don't know what the name of the game is, I can't remember, but it's the one where you steal the person's gift.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it makes it a bit more fun and a bit more entertaining, because at that stage of your life, people have more than what they need, right? So it's not more about the gift, it's more about just spending time together and having fun. So yeah, those are
Absolutely.
very good tips. Thanks for that.